Welcome back to Braintree today and happy Halloween season. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. In Zhengzhou, China, workers at Apple's largest iPhone assembly factory broke out of the workplace after a forced staff lockdown. A video circulating online shows about 10 individuals jumping a fence outside the plant, which is owned by the manufacturer Foxconn. Chinese residents and businesses are continuing to grapple with the rigid zero-COVID policy. It is not clear how many cases have been identified in the factory, but 167 infections were reported in the city. On Sunday, the company claimed they would not stop workers from leaving, but footage has been shared on social media of workers escaping the grounds to go home. Workers claimed that the area surrounding the plant had been locked down for days, with COVID-positive workers being tested daily and quarantined. The company did say in a statement that the company would be maintaining a normal production as the plant ramps up production for the new iPhone 14 models. Massachusetts officials are now offering to reinstate dozens of workers who lost their jobs after Governor Charlie Baker's requirement that all executive branch employees be vaccinated against COVID-19. According to state officials on Tuesday, about 50 employees were offered their jobs back from a number of different agencies, including the Department of Transportation. More than 1,000 workers were fired or quit after declining to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Baker indicated that the state made offers to those who previously sought a medical or religious exemption but had been denied. In his statement, Baker said, quote, "Part of the exemption process depends to some extent on medical issues, on religious issues, and it also depends on the work you do. There's a small number of people that we want to talk to because we think we may have an answer for them." End quote. The town of Braintree is holding a seasonal flu vaccination clinic on Tuesday, November 8th from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the Cahill Auditorium at Town Hall for individuals 18 years of age and older. Flu shots will be administered on a first-come, first-served basis. Residents are requested to bring their health insurance cards. If you have any questions about the upcoming flu vaccination clinic, please contact the Braintree Health Department at 781-794-8090. Although the state is not reporting daily COVID-19 health trends anymore, the Mass DPH is still monitoring and reporting health trends on a weekly basis. On October 28th, newly released metrics show that over 118,000 molecular tests were conducted and 7,318 new positive cases were reported in the last week. As of October 26th, 239 people are hospitalized in Massachusetts and 61 are in the ICU. 86 new deaths were also reported in the last 7 days. The town of Braintree also continues to monitor COVID data from the state. In the last 2 weeks, ending on October 21st, the Town Hall reported 47 new positive cases. The Town Hall website now shows a total of 11,539 positive cases since the start of the pandemic. There have been no new fatalities reported in 5 months, keeping Braintree's total deaths at 137. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
It's that time of the year again, flu season. Getting vaccinated against the flu and COVID-19 can help keep you, your family, and your community healthy. You can even get both vaccines at the same time. Visit mass.gov/flushot to learn more.
Welcome back. Braintree nonprofit One Life at a Time received a $5,000 grant from Rise, Massachusetts, an independent nonprofit foundation working to end the opioid epidemic in Massachusetts. One Life at a Time is one of 17 organizations to receive grant money in order to help fight against the opioid epidemic. Rise awarded nearly $85,000 in total funding to support organizations that are helping people meet their recovery goals. The $5,000 grant will help the organization support participants during recovery by covering a portion of rent, transportation, and meal expenses. For more information about One Life at a Time, you can visit onelifeatatime.org. And for more information on Rise Massachusetts, you can visit risema.org. The deadline to register to vote is on October 29th. If you're not sure of your voting status, you can check your credentials on the Secretary of State's website at sec.state.ma.us. Voters in Braintree will head to the polls on Tuesday, November 8th for the 2022 general election, but have the option of early in-person voting at Braintree Town Hall, which began on October 22nd and is running through November 4th. Voters also have the option to vote by mail, but applications must be received by the Braintree Town Clerk by 5 p.m. on November 1st. Ballots can be returned by mail, emailed, faxed, or returned by hand to the clerk's office. In addition to the races for governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general, there are several contested congressional contests and key races at the state and local level, as well as 4 ballot questions. Braintree's curbside yard waste pickup began this week and will continue through the end of November. The next pickup date will be October 31st, followed by November 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th. Yard waste must be in brown leaf bags or open top barrels no larger than 35-gallon capacity and 50-pound limit. Cardboard boxes, plastic bags, or tarps are not acceptable as containers and will not be collected. Acceptable materials include grass, leaves, and twigs. Larger items can be taken to the compost site at 225 Plain Street. For more information on the compost site, you may call 781-794-8955. And for information on all trash and recycling related services, you can visit www.braintreema.gov/recycling. Lori Melchionda was 59 years old when she was shot at her Braintree home in June 2020. Her death devastated the community, who all came together to show their love and support to her friends and family. Her son, Rob Melchionda, said it didn't take long for his family to realize they needed to do something to continue their mother's work. So Juliana, Anthony, and Rob started the Lori Melchionda Foundation with a focus on community, education, and health, 3 things their mother was passionate about. Since its inception, the Lori Melchionda Foundation has raised more than $200,000 through an annual golf tournament, a 5K race, a Boston Marathon team, and other fundraisers. The foundation supports the Lori Melchionda Scholarship Fund at UMass Boston to help students in the College of Nursing and Health Sciences. The second annual 5K for Lori's Love of Life is scheduled for 11 a.m. on Saturday, November 12th. Registration for the 5K for Lori's Love of Life will open at 9:30 a.m. at Braintree Town Hall, and the race will start at 11 a.m. with walkers to follow. To register or for more information, visit LoriMelchiondaFoundation.org. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
Mosquitoes are still hard at work, even after Labor Day. So protect yourself and your family from bites and the illness they can cause. Use an EPA-approved repellent and wear long clothing, especially at dusk and dawn, when mosquitoes are most active. Learn more.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. Massachusetts relocated dozens of migrant families to Plymouth and Kingston last week. The State Department of Housing and Community Development secured 27 hotel rooms in each town for the families who started arriving early last week. Each town expects to see an influx of more than 100 people. Officials expressed frustration that the state would take such drastic measures without giving the local communities any warning to prepare for their arrival. Plymouth Town Manager Derek Brindisi said, quote, "We've been told that most of these families are already living right here in Massachusetts, and for many different reasons, these families no longer have shelter. Some are from the South Shore community, and some are from far away across Massachusetts, and we understand some have been relocated from other states across the U.S." End quote. State Representative Matthew Murator said the families coming to Plymouth and Kingston represent emergency situations, and he expects to see even more in other parts of the states as the weather gets colder. The state told towns that it expects the relocations to be a short-term plan that will end by January 1st of 2023. Last Friday, after weeks of frustration, Black community leaders in Boston announced they're developing a plan independent of the city to help neighborhoods experiencing a spike in violent crimes. Reverend Kevin Peterson said the group will develop a public safety strategy that speaks to the state of emergency in Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu, in a statement, said, quote, "We need all hands on deck. Boston is always strongest when community members and faith leaders and organizations are all working towards the same goal with urgency. That is the goal that we share of ensuring that every single one of our young people, our seniors, our families, are safe in every space in the city," end quote. There have been 4 fatal shootings in the city of Boston in the past week. Last Thursday, on October 27th, Project Bread was joined by co-sponsors of the legislation School Meals for All to host a press conference with state and local officials to discuss the benefits of free school meals, child nutrition, and ending child hunger. The conference highlighted the work of those in schools such as East Middle School in Braintree, who continue to provide meals to kids. Massachusetts is one of 5 states continuing to provide free school meals to all students following the expiration of federal waivers in June. Without passage of this bill, the Commonwealth will return to a tiered pay system that leaves out at least 26% of food-insecure children. If you wish to support this effort, you can visit feedkidsma.org and ask legislators to make school meals for all a priority. If you are experiencing food insecurity, you can call Project Bread's toll-free food source hotline at 800-645-8333 or visit their website projectbread.org/gethelp. These services provide confidential assistance to connect with food resources, including SNAP benefits in 180 languages and for the hearing impaired. Norfolk County Registry of Deeds announced the 2022 Holiday Food Drive is happening November 14th through December 13th this year. Register of Deeds William O'Donnell is asking people to take a moment to contribute to the annual food drive, saying, quote, "This year, we as a community have seen an unprecedented rise in inflation rates, especially in the cost of food. Some Norfolk County families are hit harder by these increased costs and worry about putting food on the table this holiday season," end quote. Non-perishable food items can be brought directly to the Registry of Deeds located at 649 High Street in Dedham. A donation bin will be set up in the Registry of Deeds lobby, and food can be dropped off Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Suggested donations include canned goods, breakfast cereals, pasta, sauces, toiletries, and paper products. To learn more about the food drive, along with other Registry of Deed events and initiatives, you can visit their Facebook page at facebook.com/NorfolkDeeds. Anton's Cleaners is holding its 28th annual Coats for Kids and Families Winter Coat Drive, which started on October 3rd and is continuing on until January 8th. This year's goal is to collect 50,000 new or gently used coats ranging from extra large jackets all the way to infant and toddler sizes, which are especially in demand. After being cleaned by Anton's, donated coats will be distributed through the Coats for Kids Distribution Partners Network. More than 1.1 million coats have been donated since the program began in 1995. About 52,000 coats were collected in last year's drive alone. Donations can be dropped off at Anton's Cleaners, Enterprise Bank, or at a Jordan's Furniture location. Locally, there are Anton shops at 125 Hancock Street in Braintree. For more information, you can visit antons.com/CFK. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment.
Generally speaking, for vaccines, any adverse events or side effects that are going to happen in a very short window of time after the administration of that dose. Side effects maybe in the first couple days, or even adverse events maybe the first couple weeks. And so generally, vaccines as a family don't have adverse events that reverberate for many years after that. So to the extent that COVID vaccines are part of that vaccine family, we have a lot of good reason to believe that the side effect profile that we know now is pretty much the profile that we'll know about this, and that we don't anticipate any, years-long side effect to emerge later on.
Learn more at mass.gov/COVID vaccine kids.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get into some movie recommendations. First in entertainment, the highly anticipated new animated Wendell and Wild was released last Friday. From the director of Nightmare Before Christmas and Coraline, Henry Selick, and screenplay writer Jordan Peele, comes Wendell and Wild, based off the Selick and Clay McLeod Chapman unpublished book of the same name. The story follows Kat, a troubled teen who is haunted by her past and must confront her personal demons. Wendell and Wild, voiced by Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele, are the two devious demon brothers who enlist the aid of 13-year-old Kat to summon them to the land of the living and create chaos in the town. You can watch Wendell and Wild now on Netflix. Next in entertainment, the sequel to Disney's box office hit Enchanted, comes the live-action musical comedy with original cast members Disenchanted. It's been 15 years since Giselle and Robert's wedding, and now, as their family grows, they decide to move out of the city and into a small suburban community. Giselle faces frustration when her happily ever after hasn't been so easy for her to find. So she turns to the magic of Andalasia for help and accidentally transforms her town into a so-called real-life fairy tale that could jeopardize her family's future. Disenchanted is coming to Disney Plus on November 24th. And finally in entertainment, one of Disney's biggest musicals to ever hit the big screens, Into the Woods, stars Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, Anna Kendrick, James Corden, Chris Pine, and Johnny Depp. The film is centered on a childless couple who set out in order to end a curse placed on them by an evil witch. The movie uses inspiration for the classic fairy tales such as Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, and Jack and the Beanstalk. You can watch the sing-along version now on Disney+. That'll do it for news today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. BCAM TV has also launched a new website, so if you haven't gotten the chance to check it out, head to www.bcam.tv today. We hope you have a happy and safe Halloween, and we'll see you next time.